Welcome back, everyone, to The Horror Returns. I'm Lance, and with me, as always, we've got Brian and Philip. How's it going, guys?
It's going.
Good. I'm jolly for the New Year's holidays.
Made it through 2024.
Yeah.
Brian's got the took. You carried the took forward to
It's cold now.
2025.
Probably like negative 30 degrees up in that motherfucker.
January and February are always the coldest.
It's like 60
Oh,
degrees
man.
here, and I was like, ooh, it's chilly outside.
It's a little chilly right now. It was 80 degrees here yesterday. 80 fucking degrees, Brian.
What are we doing? We doing weather. It is actually 12 degrees.
Ouch.
12 degrees. Holy
That's-
shit. I wouldn't
it's
even know what to
warm.
do with myself.
It's warm right now.
You're on a warming trend, huh?
Hey, we're in the positive.
Oh man, do you guys have a good New Year's celebration?
Just hung out with the family.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much same here. Hung out.
Yeah, did you do any grilling, Philip?
Oh, yeah, dude. Over Christmas, I made I already told you guys that. I did a smoked ham and another brisket. And
Did
then,
you take pictures?
That's right.
No, I probably should have. Dude, that smoked ham came out pretty good. And then I
Yeah.
remade some of that smoked ham in like these little Hawaiian roll slider things. They were
Oh,
pretty
nice.
badass.
Nice.
Yeah. So we definitely had some pretty good food going.
yeah.
And of course
Yeah,
the drinks were flowing. I'm trying to cut back, although
Of
not
course.
necessarily right now.
I'm gonna try dry January, Philip. We'll
Yeah,
see
I'm
how
not doing
far I get. So I'm sober on this episode. This may be the last one, but at least I'm sober tonight. All right, guys. Cool of the week. Who's going first? Who wants to bash in?
I got a lot, so maybe I'll go last.
I'll jump in. I got a couple of them. So I checked out Squid Game season 2,
Oh, all right.
which
Brian, did you check it out yet?
No, I had for some reason I thought I watched the whole first season, and when I put it on Netflix, so I was on like episode 7 of season 1, so finished season 1.
Okay.
I must have
that's
had
good.
season 1
That's good.
spoiled or something because I knew exactly what happened.
Okay.
or you already saw it and forgot. That happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
More than I care to admit, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty good. It took a couple episodes to get going. The first 2 or 3 episodes were a little slow. I think like
Yeesh.
2. The first 2 episodes were a little slow. It was like set up to get them back in the games, right? And then it leaves on a giant cliffhanger. So instead of actually
Really?
making a season 2 and a season 3, I mean, technically they made a season 2 and a season 3, but what they did is made a really
Okay.
long season and cut it in half.
Okay, that's why it's only like 6 episodes or something, right?
Yeah, it's
I
like
noticed
7.
that on Netflix.
It's like
Okay.
7, and there's no conclusion to anything. So if you want to wait and binge it all, I think the
Okay.
new one's coming out in the summer of 2025.
Yeah, it's the finale.
Yeah. And so
okay.
that'll be the completion of this thing. I mean, because they left it on a major cliffhanger. I was like, what the fuck, man? There's no more episodes.
So they Cobra Kai'd it.
Yeah. it's
Gave you the old
bad.
middle finger, huh?
But still a pretty good show, especially once they get back into the games. They throw a few wrenches in the mix, and it's kind of fun. So it's interesting.
Mhm.
I like the characters. There's this one rapper guy with purple hair, and he's like such a fucking dork. He tries to act cool the whole time. It's so funny.
Uh-huh. He's like
And,
a TikToker influencer or what?
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to be some rapper, but
Okay.
yeah, he I'm like, nobody takes this guy fucking seriously.
He
Come
must, if he's in the games, he must not be doing too good.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true too. Well, apparently he lost all his money with crypto from the guy who suggested that he buy the crypto, who is also in the games. So that's fun.
Eesh. All right.
Wasn't that one chick in trouble with that? The Hawk Tour girl.
Oh, something. I'm not sure about that story exactly, but yeah, I think she
did
was promoting some bullshit
she
crypto.
I think she did a pump and dump scheme.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wow, if they start getting Congress on those kind of things, we'll be in trouble.
Oh man. be rough.
Spit on that thing.
Got a
Gives a whole
podcast,
new meaning
man.
to pump
That's
and
wild.
dump, right?
And then I watched. I had to get some of my top and bottom list in, so I did both. I got
Yeah.
The Substance,
Okay.
and I got the new Joker movie.
Ooh.
I do it. Yeah.
I almost watched it. I was up at like 4 a.m, had nothing to watch. Saw it, kept scrolling.
Yeah. Like I wanted to watch it just to see it. I was like, it can't be that
Yeah.
bad. I mean, it's got some really good people in it. But it was like every time they just busted out in this song for no fucking reason, I was like, all you're doing is killing the story.
It'd be great. It'd be a great double feature with Wicked for you, Brian.
Lance, I almost watched that too because it's available now in HD.
Yeah, it's out there.
Oh,
it's
is
out
it?
there.
Yeah, I asked the daughter one more time. I was like, "You want to watch it?" She's like, "No."
Yeah. So my daughter wanted to see it. Well, she thought she wanted to see it.
Uh-huh.
And so when I went to go see Nosferatu, my wife and daughter went to go see Wicked. And
Okay.
I asked her what she thought of it when she came out, and she was like, it's not for me.
At least she knows. At least she knows.
And that's what I got this week. A not
Okay.
cool and a couple of pretty cools.
So what do you think? Squid Game for the shout out?
Yeah, I'm gonna give Squid Game the shout out because I'm really not gonna get a chance to talk about it
Okay.
again. I'm sure I'll talk about The Substance again next week.
Makes sense. Gotcha. All right, what you got, Brian? Are you want to go last?
I can go now. I'll go real quick. Start with my not cool of the week. I saw Werewolves.
I did too.
Holy shit.
Like real ones?
That would have been a lot better.
That would have been much better.
I know.
You guys were not lying
Oh,
about
man.
the dialogue.
Yeah.
Dude, with
It's like
It's
AI
with the
got
red,
together
white,
with
blue
another
print.
AI that got together with an alien, and we're like, this is how people talk to each other.
How are you doing, fellow humans?
And then that ending where he just reaches out his hand and it just cuts. I
Yeah.
think I audibly was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there was a
They-
lot of
they-
what the fuck moments in that movie.
They missed the opportunity. That movie should have been nothing but like badass fighting werewolf action throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had
You
the
would think
possibility
so,
to be
right?
really cool, and they didn't do it.
And sometimes the werewolves look cool, but then the camera would cut to another angle, and I would just be like, ugh.
No.
Yeah. I kind of liked the
Well,
like they put the jackets on the werewolves and shit like that, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
now you can tell them apart, and
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. He's like the
Right.
punk
They had-
werewolf, right?
They had earrings. They had the guy with the wolf killer.
Yeah.
bulletproof vest.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was,
like-
that was a badass werewolf.
I kind of wish they would have kept their clothes when they changed, because
I know.
sometimes the werewolves
Some of
would
them did.
show up, and then somebody would be like, that's such and such. And I was like, how do you know?
Right? How do you know?
A werewolf with no clothes.
I would know that dong. I'd know that dong anywhere.
So that'll pop up on the list.
So people wake up the next morning just naked in the street.
I guess. Well, they did it like Naked in the Zoo and American Werewolf in London, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Except now there's a shitload of them.
I also checked out Y2K.
What'd you think?
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Not bad. I do agree with Pedro. I do wish it would have kept up with the super bad high school nerdy kid trying to get the girl storyline, because it just kind of seemed off when it turned to the Y2K, all the electronic gadgets trying to kill people.
Right.
So,
That's
but
the-
it wasn't too bad.
That's the one with Rachel Zegler in it, right?
Yeah, her.
Dude, she is kryptonite for movies right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, I hear that they may end up canceling that Snow White. It's gotten shit
Really?
around every corner it's tried to turn.
You mean like not even run it in
I
the
don't know.
theater? Just do the
Oh,
old
it's-
tax write-off thing?
Maybe.
It's going
Hey.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
straight
not going
direct
to the theaters.
direct to Disney Plus.
I knew it was in trouble when they,
Wow.
because it had like live action Seven Dwarfs, and then they changed it to CGI, Seven Dwarves, and I was like, okay, you guys don't know what you want this movie to be.
Right. Eesh.
Let's see.
They could have had Peter Dinklage in there, right? Playing all 7 of the dwarves. Or
I
Shrek
would have
Well,
been there
but that was the
daily.
big controversy at the beginning. They had the 7 dwarves, and none of them were actually dwarves.
I
And,
know.
You know, the little guys in Hollywood were like, "Hey, what the fuck? This is like our movie."
I don't know why people got mad at that. The hobbits weren't hobbits. They're
Also
just like
true.
little people. They weren't little
Oh.
people.
Good point.
Hey, since you guys will probably never watch it, in Wicked, Philip, the Munchkins aren't Munchkins. They're like fucking regular sized people. So it's kind of thinking, what the fuck? I bet there's gonna be some pissed off midgets working in Hollywood trying to.
That's the last thing you want is an angry midget.
That's right.
Let's see.
Don't you remember Elf?
Yeah.
I also checked out Gladiator 2.
Oh, nice. Was
Fun
it any good?
movie. Fun. I had fun with it. It's definitely nowhere near the original one.
Well, that's hard to do.
I thought sometimes I don't know the main actor's name. Sometimes like he came off a little flat to me.
Yeah, he's an
But,
Irish actor. He was on Saturday Night Live a few weeks ago. I can't remember his name either.
Yeah. Denzel was good in it. Pedro Pascal was good in it. The guy Eddie from Stranger Things, he was good as the Emperor.
Right.
But my main issue with it is it's like 2.5 hours long. Maybe even 3. I don't know. It got kind of boring in certain parts. So if they would have tightened it up, I think it would have been a lot better.
I could see that.
Let's see. Last night I checked out Wolves on Apple TV Plus with George Clooney.
Yeah. Okay, what are they both like? They're competing cleaners. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they pull it off?
Oh, I can't spoil it, Lance.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
They come together. They come to do the same job. They don't know each other. They don't know why they were called to the same job, and they got to figure out how to work together. It's complete. It's boring.
Was it better? But was it better than Werewolves?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Even though I couldn't tell you, I could tell you how Wolves started. I could tell you how it ended. No. I could not tell you nothing in the middle.
Uh-oh.
But I can tell you it's a better movie than Werewolves.
Okay.
I guess sticking on the dog trend, I saw the new Amy Adams movie on Hulu, Night Bitch, where she slowly becomes a dog.
What? The fuck are they grasping at straws for? What's this all about?
It's one of those movies that has other meanings. It's her dealing with being a mother and stuff like that. It's fine.
And being a bitch at night.
Okay.
What's his name's a complete weenie again? Scoot McNairy from Speak No Evil.
Oh no. Okay.
That guy's having a hard time.
I mean, you watch him as a husband in that movie, and you're
man,
like, okay,
horrible.
I can see why she turns into a night bitch.
What does she do during the day? Sleep all day or what?
No, I mean, it starts with her, like, going. Basically, she's with a kid. She has a kid. She's with the kid all day. The husband's like never home.
Okay, I got it.
And he's one of those. He's like, I thought you wanted it that way. And it's just,
and that
it's his character. It's his character basically from Speak No Evil, being a weenie.
Oh Lord!
Throughout the movie. And she slowly takes on dog characteristics.
I
wonder why his wife cheated on him.
Check that out. And last thing I checked out was a new reality game show. You guys know Mr. Beast?
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Beast Games?
My grandson's had his fucking YouTube videos going the whole time they visited us last year. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I've seen enough Mr. Beast to last a lifetime.
The game show's
this guy's
fun.
A moron, man.
The game show's fun.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah. What happens? He gives $5 million to one person? Is that?
I know of him. I don't know much about him.
Yeah, and the game show basically is 1,000 people competing for $5 million. It's the biggest giveaway of a game show ever. And they compete in all these different competitions throughout. Think of like when they did the reality game show for Squid Game, like stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's cool.
And there's
that was actually a lot of fun. I can't wait until they do that again.
It's
Are
like
they doing
that,
another season?
No.
It's like that, but they're ramping up the betrayals and the misleading. The people think that it drives me crazy, but it's also entertaining when people have breakdowns like, I don't want you to get eliminated. You're my friend. And I'm just like, bitch, you've only known him for like 2 days.
kind of like The Crow, that movie The Crow, where they'd known each other in a drug rehab for a day.
Yeah, another in love.
But it's
if there's one thing that Mr. Beast knows, it's fucking algorithms. So that doesn't surprise me.
That makes sense. Yeah,
million plus per video. Mm-hmm. So it's cool. I like.
He's doing it. We're not.
I like that stuff. I like I got. Of course, I got my picks to win it because they're playing the game right. They're making friends, but also they're not holding on to any relationships, because at the end of the day, you're trying to win $5 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
very Squid Gamey then, it sounds like.
Yeah. He actually did the Squid game show before Squid Games did. He did his version of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I saw that video. That's when the grandson showed me.
So in this new season, I hate to get into spoilers. I guess it's not really necessarily a spoiler, but like the main guy that won last year is trying to stop the games.
Yeah, we knew that at the end.
There's a whole lot of internal struggle with the players that are there, who are just trying to win money, and then like him and his team who are trying to get the fuck out.
Yes. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm definitely gonna watch season 2.
All right, that's it for me.
So what's number 1? It was kind of hard to tell from your. You didn't seem to have a clear winner. Was it Mr. Beast?
I'll go Beast Games.
Okay.
Everything was okay at best. I was more entertained with watching people lose the chance to win millions of dollars.
Oh man, Philip, he picked Beast Games over Gladiator 2, which happens to be my cool of the week.
Hey, there it is.
I fucking loved it, Ryan. I fucking loved it.
Did you love the CGI baboons?
Oh, that was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious. We were calling our dog a baboon for like 3 hours after the battle. He said, "Get down from the couch, you baboon!"
The CGI baboons, they fight them in the arena. There's sometimes their gladiators doesn't even look like they're looking at them while they're fighting them.
It's pretty rough. Well,
fucking PETA, they could have been fighting real baboons.
Hey, what about the CGI sharks? They actually had CGI sharks.
Did they really do that, or is that a movie?
I don't know.
They flood the arena.
No, there's no way.
There's no way. I don't think it would hold the water, would it?
It doesn't make sense from a physics perspective.
The rhinoceros was pretty cool.
It was fun to watch.
Rhinoceros.
The rhinoceros was awesome. The big dude in armor riding on top of the rhinoceros. I just like the way that, I don't know, dude. It was just dumb fun. I hadn't seen a movie like that with all the action scenes and like all the fights and battles. It's like you couldn't go 10 or 15. You said there were a couple of kind of slower parts where they were building.
When they try to get in the political stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of like trying to copy Star Wars or something like that with Emperor Palpatine type thing and the intrigue and all that. But you got to admit, dude, the battle scenes were fun, and I can give the CGI baby.
I just didn't like how they were trying to mislead us on who he was. It was
but they revealed it pretty early.
Yeah, but then he kept on trying to do this. I'm not who you think I am, and I'm like, yeah, you fucking are. You're gonna have a big moment at the end.
Oh, he did. He had a big moment at the end. Oh my god, yeah, Denzel was fucking awesome. Philip, think of it this way. Like, can you imagine a flamboyant Denzel?
Not really,
Just
but
remember,
he's pretty awesome in about everything that he's in.
he was awesome, dude. He was convincing. Well, I mean,
I love
you know
Denzel.
how they say those ancient Greeks were,
Oh,
like
that's
that one.
true.
What was that one line where he said, "Sometimes meat prefers the men over the women," or something like that.
Yeah, I guess they
It's just all over the place, man.
I guess they cut a scene out where he kisses
Did they?
another man, and he
He
was
kissed the
just
guy on the cheeks and stuff.
well, I guess he kisses the guy, and I guess they were asking him in an interview, and he was like, "I don't know why they take it out. I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah,
I'm an actor.
He was
Play the
definitely
role."
getting into it.
And Denzel is a stand-up dude, man. That's surprising.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, five from the interview
Yeah.
I've seen,
That's
4 or
awesome.
5 more movies,
awesome.
and he's done.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, that,
Which
maybe one or two a year.
he already announced Black Panther 3, and I guess he wasn't supposed to.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well,
Yeah, he did it. He had to apologize to
if
the director.
anybody,
He's old. He forgets.
if anybody can get away with it, he can. I did start. I think we're like 5 episodes into one that you watched, Brian. Agatha All Along. You saw all of them?
Yeah.
Did
You
you
lose
did you
Lance?
make it through the end of Agatha All Along?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Kind of your video's frozen.
Oh no.
Like Slender Man.
But yeah, I made it through all the episodes.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the I guess I would call it like the Cabin in the Woods episode or the Evil Dead
yeah.
episode.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, Gladiator 2, dumb fun. I enjoyed it. CGI baboons, folks.
If they'd have fought real baboons, they would have all died.
Oh yeah, yeah, they look pretty. Well, the one guy. Well, I don't want to give too much away. It's a brand new movie. Check it out. Make up your own mind. But I had fun with it. But yeah, Brian's right. They did kind of. You had to suspend disbelief in a few parts.
Yeah, well, I saw that in the trailer
Imagine
when they like filled it up and had the ships going across. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the gladiators are being kept, you see like the water leaking down. I'm like, this doesn't seem safe.
Right. I kept expecting like an ice cream truck with a killer clown head on it to knock them all down or something. But anyway, all right, that's cool of the week. Brian, we got any horror headlines?
Not really. We got a couple things. We're about to get the Welcome to Derry series soon, and they're saying we're getting a more, as they're putting it, a hardcore, bloody, gorier Pennywise
Okay.
than the movies.
Cool.
Bill Skarsgård will be back as Pennywise.
Awesome. He does a great one.
I don't think there's any news because of the holidays.
It's that slow time of the year, folks.
Is that about it?
David Fincher's Panic Room's getting a Brazilian remake.
Well, that's fun.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
See if I can find anything else.
Did,
Talked about that last week.
I did one of those. What is it? I guess it's not called it. Is it called a Panic Room where you have to like find the clues and shit to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did one of those for Halloween with my daughter. It was fun.
Secret. No, not Secret Room.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Panic Room, but yeah, one of those. Escape Room.
Escape Room. Yeah. There you go.
That was the first time I'd done one.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. It was cheesy, but it was fun.
I want to go to one of those where you break shit.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I've heard of those, like where they give you like a big hammer or something like that, and you just tear everything apart.
Yeah, bring this laptop.
Hope they play some music in the background.
That may do that on its own, from what
Throw
from
some
what it
metal
sounded
on
like.
there.
We're getting a new
Okay,
Ghostbusters
cool.
animated film.
Huh. Well,
Kind of reaching here.
Sure.
yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Is
I
that
guess
it?
they're doing an animated film and series.
Well, series
Yeah.
makes sense if it's for the kids, I guess.
I think it's all going to be connected. I don't know if they're going to be connected to the actual movies. But that just tells you how bad Frozen Empire did.
Yeah, that was not good.
Wasn't great. The haunted house at Universal was a lot more fun than the movie. That's for sure.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Come
All
on,
right,
Hollywood.
that's it.
Get your shit together.
All right. Speaking to get your shit together, Philip, where we headed next, Philip?
We're going to the trailer park.
Yeah. Brian is going to bring us the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. What's our first new trailer this week, man?
We're going to start with the rape revenge film Bystanders,
Oh, boy.
directed by Mary
Is that what it is?
McAndrews. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they're
Okay.
look like they're drugging these girls up and then chasing them through the woods.
Right.
With I don't understand if they're drugging them up. How are they chasing them through the woods? Maybe they drug them up to get them to the woods.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, could be. And then I was about to say, I don't think Bill Cosby ran a lot of marathons after people.
Not after they ate his pudding pop.
That's right.
Well, what'd you guys think of Bystanders? Very, very low budget.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it looks okay. It seems like there's some people in it that, like, I mean, you know, just based on the name and what I saw in the trailer, it looks like there's some people that just are in the wrong place at the wrong time and
Okay.
run into these
That could be
awful
the
people.
case.
And, yeah, there's people like that. So, never know.
Yeah, I get the impression that maybe it was people that normally, don't get involved or do anything. And like they're in this situation, they're like, well, we're not just going to stand by and let them, chase down and drug and rape these people. So maybe instead of like a direct rape revenge movie, maybe it's more like people who normally would be like on the sidelines that decide to get involved. And I think that final scene where there's three people standing around a campfire or something might have given away the last three people standing in the movie. I don't know, but it kind of looked like that scene might have been a bit of a spoiler. We'll see.
I got a little when they started chasing them through the woods. I got a little Deliverance in there. The way they was like,
yeah.
And I'm assuming that guy with the white dress shirt. I'm assuming he's the good guy.
Looked like it, yeah. The nerd.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Comes out January 21st.
Okay.
And it said it was streaming, so.
All right. The next and final trailer is one that's coming to Shudder, and it's called Grafted, a new body horror movie. This is directed by Sasha Rainbow, who they made sure to put from the mind of Sasha Rainbow.
Who is that?
No idea.
Well, let's see what she's done.
Okay.
I never heard of her name. She's worked on nothing
Porn.
that I know.
Probably porn, yeah. Probably porn.
But looking at the trailer, this looks very interesting. It looks very well directed, well acted. Looks like there's going to be a lot of body horror in there. Maybe a little bit of dark humor in there, a little bit of comedy in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think, speaking of the substance, it seems like they are doing a lot of this body horror stuff with, like, contrasting it with really beautiful things. And because these seem like pretty people, and I don't know. I don't know what the movie's about really, but it looks like they have that contrast going, and I kind of like that. That's cool.
Well, they look like they're doing. I don't know if you guys seen that movie Influencer, where the killer had the birthmark on her face.
Was that good?
Yep.
Yeah,
it
was pretty
was
good.
pretty decent.
All
I
right,
liked it.
I'll watch it.
It looks like they're going that route where this girl has like something on her face, and we're supposed to think she's ugly or something.
Oh yeah.
like the old when the girl's wearing the glasses, she's a nerd, but as soon as she takes them off, she's smoking hot. Yeah.
Just like I don't know if you guys remember Ready Player One, when he meets the real girl and she has that birthmark on her eye.
Artemis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you're supposed to. She shows the birthmark, and I'm still waiting to see what's wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, she's hideous. Come on.
Nesta.
But this one looks interesting, and it's coming to Shudder. It's like I don't have a release date for it. It's coming to Shudder soon, and I think it's doing the festival round.
It looks good. And usually body horror stuff, they'll go with more practical effects, which makes it way more effective.
It's a New Zealand film.
Oh, okay. Get him New Zealand.
I think we're all in.
Yeah, they got a few of them that are pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
All right. On to listener feedback. Let's see. This week we shine the podcast spotlight on 321 Ghost. The 321 Ghost podcast is a podcast that discusses spooky movies, shows, and games. On New Year's Eve, the podcast wraps up the year by discussing their favorite and least favorite spooky media. Also announces the recipient of the 321 GOAT Award, which you've already missed at the point of this show, but that's okay. Check them out. They're good.
321 Ghost. Okay.
Yeah. And Mark Tuitt posted support your local vampire. And the Horror Returns Facebook page posted a link to his Indiegogo page for Nora, a full-length feature horror film. The Nora is a gothic story of a 200-year-old female vampire who wants to have a baby. Well,
that's a new one. That's a twist.
I don't know that you can create life if you're dead. Okay. I'm thinking
that's
not.
That's kind of what I was wondering. It makes it fascinating. Well, she wants to. It doesn't say if she successfully does,
that's
right?
True.
Just adopt.
Search for
no in vitro, huh?
There's murder and foster kids.
Right.
Search Indiegogo for Nora, a feature-length horror film, and you can help make this happen.
Yeah, go help support our filmmakers that are trying to get new horror out to us. You know, that's the only way they're gonna make it. We're going to try to do more interviews on the show this year, too.
Yeah, so, you never know. You support a up-and-coming filmmaker that could be the next whoever. Next, Osgood Perkins, who did Nosferatu.
That's right.
It could be the next.
The next Ari Aster, right?
Yeah, that's... wait, no, Osgood didn't do Nosferatu. Robert Eggers.
There you go. I was like, I don't think that's right.
But Osgood did. Right. He did Long Legs. He did Long Legs.
Long Legs. That's there it goes. And on the Facebook group, Brian posted, "What's your favorite horror movie of 2024? Vote and leave a comment below." So far, Terrifier 3 is leading the way with 27%.
Wow.
Substance is right behind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Helen Horriban says, my favorite is not listed, but it's an awesome film called Cursed in Baja, written, directed, and also stars my favorite actor, Jeff Daniel Phillips.
Nope.
Hey. 10 out of 10 for me. It's a crazy ride of a film.
Is it a sequel to The Munsters or what?
I think I seen the trailer. It doesn't really look horror.
Really?
It's more like
suspense, maybe.
Suspense thriller.
Okay. Check it out.
Could be good.
I like
Could be
movies.
good.
He's front and center on the poster.
What's it called again?
Cursed in Baja.
Cursed in Baja.
Cursed in Baja. Okay.
Let's see. For Nosferatu, Sean Price says poster is better than the movie. Shame.
Ooh, shots fired already, huh?
We'll see if we agree. Let's see. In regards to The Ninth Gate, Michael Prazeris says saw it in theaters. Great movie. The Ninth Gate. Who's in that one?
Johnny
Johnny
Depp, right?
Depp.
Johnny Depp. I thought so.
Okay.
I think this came out like the same time as Secret Window.
Oh, Secret
Yes,
Window is
that's
what I was
right.
thinking.
That's right.
I think
Okay.
everybody saw Secret Window instead of
Yeah.
Ninth Gate.
Yeah, I got them confused in my head. I'll have to rewatch The Ninth Gate. I haven't seen that in a minute.
Secret Window is good though. I like
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
alright.
You stole my story.
He's got stupid hair.
Based on a Stephen King short story. Novella, I think.
In regards to Black Christmas, Andrew Harvey says original
not
best.
the new one. Yeah.
Oh,
Not the
R.I.P.
new-
Olivia Hussey.
Oh no.
Man.
Yeah, she passed away. The star of the original
Yeah.
Black Christmas.
Not the Imogen Poots version, Philip.
Well, and there was an in-between one, which I think is what he's talking about here when he says original
Okay.
best, other not that bad.
I like that second one.
That 90s one? That was
first
good.
I did too.
because it
yeah,
was
I
so
like that one a lot.
off the wall crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Let's see. In regards to Terrifier 3, Jeff Goldwater says, we were all hoping he would at the midnight show opening night. I guess he would be there at the midnight show opening night, and we were not disappointed. I don't know what he was saying. Anyway.
He must have seen like the official release or
Yeah.
something where maybe Art the Clown showed up or
Maybe.
Damian Leone.
He says it's funny as hell, delightfully eating Santa's cookies during dunking the milk and washing the dishes as the entire family is laying around hacked up. So damn funny. Got a sense of humor. Get a sense of humor or don't watch horror.
Good advice. Good advice.
Chuck Stiles Jr. says the Gabby Sienna dynamic was probably one of my favorite aspects of the film. So relatable. Cannot wait to see where Terrifier 4 takes this. Well, I hope it's not too relatable. David J. Gaffney says hard pass on this franchise now.
Not for everybody.
Not for everybody, is it?
Well,
Okay.
I can understand that. It's kind of an extreme horror movie.
Yeah, kind of.
Michael Dimitru says Cronenberg, Carpenter, Romero, Craven. Now that was an era.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. That's it for listener feedback this week. Intro and new logos come from Steve Carlton from the Geeks. Original skull artwork comes from Natsulani. And please help us out by becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount, and for $5 or more a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. And drop in us on YouTube. Check us out. Leave us a like, subscribe.
Yeah,
all that good stuff. You know.
Yeah,
right.
we might get as big as Mr. Beast. If enough of you guys
that's
follow us on YouTube, you too might win $5 million down the road.
Yeah. I think he has over 300 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, easy, yeah.
We've got like a millionth of that.
Yeah. We are on our way.
But whatever, we're out there. Check us out. Not particularly exciting, but we're here. On to featured attractions. We'll go
Is that even a true number? 1 millionth? Okay.
I don't know if he's got 300 million. We are not even close. So
yeah, not even close. Okay, not in the same ballpark. Okay?
I have to look it up now. I think he's the most subscribed YouTuber.
Hey, the same ballpark. It's not the same stadium, and not even the same fucking sport.
Mr. Beast has 341 million subscribers.
Whoa! Yikes! That's like more than the population of America, isn't it?
Pretty close. Let's see. We'll start with the original Nosferatu from 1922,
Nosferatu.
as well as the Robert Edgers remake. But let's start with the 1922. Vampire Count Orlok expresses interest in a new residence in real estate agent Hutter's wife.
That's your, huh?
Hutter, yeah. Well, then we'll get into that because all right, it's in the trivia.
Yes, we will. Okay.
Director is F.W. Murnau, also known for Faust and Phantom. Writer is Henrik Galeen, based on Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, like a lot. All known prints and negative were destroyed under the terms of a settlement by lawsuit by Bram Stoker's widow. The film would subsequently resurface through second-generation reels in other countries. Yeah, they sued them because they stole their entire book and just changed the names.
Yeah, change the name.
Or did they? And we'll get into that.
Instead of London, it was Germany.
Yeah.
Right.
No Van Helsing.
After 102 years, virtually all of the exteriors are still intact in the cities of Wismar and Lübeck. I don't know how to pronounce those. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I guess they do tourist tours or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go to all I guess it's all still there.
Yeah, very old timey Germany.
Imagine going on Halloween, right? Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be pretty cool and creepy. I hope they have somebody dressed up as Nosferatu.
Jumping around the corner.
Yeah, really slowly. The movie was banned in Sweden due to excessive horror. The ban was finally lifted in 1972.
Whoa, 50-year ban.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was relatively creepy when it first came out, but man, that's excessive.
Seems like it. Those crazy Swedes, huh?
I guess. All right. Lance, you want to start us off on the original?
I'm so fucking confused, guys. Okay, so there's so many versions of this. There's Amazon Prime has Nosferatu 1922 in color, right? It's like the colorized, restored version. And then there was other ones as well, but then I actually went with one that was on Screenbox, and it was original black and white, and my God, was it a really low quality copy. Yeah. But this is what gets me, dude. The movie starts and I'm like, am I watching the right Nosferatu? Because it goes through like all the credits and everything, and then the little cards come up, right? Because there's no dialogue. It's a silent movie. So the little title cards would come up, and it literally said, like at the beginning, it said the guy's name is Renfield, and that he worked for. Well, we'll get into that in the movie, but the old man that sent him, to sign with your ink and maybe a little blood, ha ha ha.
Yeah, they changed that up a little bit.
Changed it up a little bit, but they actually called him Renfield on the title cards. He actually said, "You're going to Dracula's castle." They actually called him. Yes, they actually called him by the same names as the Dracula novel. What is it? Jonathan Harkness or Harker or whatever. Yeah. And then her name. Help me out here, guys. Her name in Dracula. Yeah, Mina. They actually on the title cards they had all the fucking. So I thought, did somebody just like put the wrong title cards on this version or whatever?
Yes.
So anyway, I get like 10 minutes into it and I'm like, wait a minute, they're not supposed to be using these names. They're supposed to be using the names of, these made up names, like instead of Harker at Hartnett or whatever. Instead of me, it's Menorah or whatever. So I go through and I pick up my phone while I'm watching the movie on Screenbox on the TV. And so I start watching the Prime colorized version, and it's the same exact movie, but the fucking title cards are different.
Yeah.
They use the new names that are in the new movie that Eggers did, and I'm like, what is going on here?
I think there's a bunch of different versions.
I guess there's a bunch of different versions, but, look, for an hour and 23 minutes, considering this was made literally 102 years ago, for what they were able to do as far as some of the creepiness, the way that it was filmed, the special effects. My hat's off to them. They did. Murnau did probably in that time, like people were super creeped out. Obviously, if Sweden banned it for 50 years, it must have been scary. There was kind of a lot of buildup.
It was the vampires that run Sweden that banned it.
You know what? That makes sense. That actually makes sense. Okay, look, it's fucking cheesy and clunky, right? By today's standards,
Well,
but
yeah,
nonetheless. And I'll tell you this: the chick that played his gal, I honestly thought it was a dude in drag at first. I was like, holy shit, that's one ugly chick. It's like, did they have to do that back in the old days? Like, the old Shakespeare plays where they had like, men play all the roles.
Not the 70s version. That one came on immediately after this, and
did it?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I saw like the first scene with her in the bed. I was like, damn, she's hot for 1979.
Big difference. Big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was clunky, it was cheesy. But yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta put yourself in the headspace of what would somebody think of this in 1922. So
right.
All in all, I can see why this movie is considered a classic, especially some of those scenes like in the very last 10 or 15 minutes with like his shadow, and then his shadow crosses her heart, and then she acts like she feels it, and not terrible, but very confusing. I didn't know which version to watch, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. That's because there was because they were all destroyed. I don't even know which one is the original version, but I've heard that before. I was looking it up, and there was like, there was one version that was using the original Bram Stoker's names.
That's the one I saw. That's the one I caught.
Brian, what'd you think?
German expressionism at its finest, and it's not for me. This movie was boring, confusing. I do recognize what they did for 1922 was pretty amazing with what they had to work with. I'm sure when people watched it, they probably thought it was like magic or something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the makeup in particular.
Yeah, for him, Count Orlok.
Yeah,
I'm confused. I like what they did because he looked like a rat.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of usage of rats in there, and that was around the same time, I believe, a few years before this movie came out, was the Black Plague.
Right.
Yeah, I like a lot of years, but yeah, it was at least in the relatively distant past,
So I'm sure the scenes of when the guys are coming marking the cross on the doors of the infected, I'm sure that probably was way more scarier watching that than Count Orlok, especially all the rats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And,
well, they did have that pandemic, right? In the Spanish flu, right? They called it the Spanish flu,
yeah,
and that was right in 1900. So like literally 20 years before this.
Yeah. So I like what they did there. His look is iconic. We've seen him as early as or as latest as What We Do in the Shadows, the series.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And Salem's Lot.
The Baron.
Salem's Lot, they use that look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So very iconic. Yep. The acting was fucking weird as shit. Everybody was always smiling and laughing, even like when shit was like not supposed to be a smiling, laughing matter.
Right.
And I just didn't understand this guy Hutter. Like, he's got this book where it's basically an instruction guide to what's going to happen and what's happening. And he reads like a couple pages and he slams the book down. And he's like, I'll read this book later. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
He really wanted to get that sale, didn't he?
Yeah. But I mean, I did have some laughing moments. I'm pretty sure they weren't supposed to be for laughs, but those moments were a good time. But it's just overall, this movie is just not for me.
Yeah,
understandable.
I'll agree with you a little bit. So it's got like if you're watching it now with 2024 eyes, 2025 eyes.
Okay.
it's definitely not a great movie. But for them to have that movie in 1922 is kind of spectacular. I mean, like I said, the makeup was fantastic. I mean, that is a creepy Nosferatu. And it came from a time where, even silent film was relatively new. I don't know when it came out specifically, but so everybody was kind of overacting like you do on the stage. You have to make your eyes real big and smile real big.
Count Orlok had them crazy eyes. And so did not Renfield.
Not Renfield.
He had that crazy face going on.
And that hair.
Yeah.
He was straddling.
I see what you're saying.
They were throwing rocks at him.
I see what you're saying. Even when what's his name? Hunter Harker.
Yeah.
Hartnett, Josh Hartnett.
Whatever, that guy, every time he would meet I'm getting all their names confused. We'll just call her Mina.
Yeah.
Even like when they kissed, it was all over
Mina.
Exaggerated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But that's just sort of what those movies did back then. So for the time, I gotta give it a great score. I mean, this is definitely a classic.
Yeah.
It's on the must-watch list. I've always wanted to watch it and never have. So got that one crossed off. Probably not going back to it, but I've got it knocked off the list.
I think I seen in a YouTube video they talked about how in the actual original version they never referred to him as Nosferatu.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. I think it shows up in that book. He's the whatever is the
yes.
Hutter.
Yeah,
Hutter,
when you're
that's
the
his name,
pages of the book, it says the Nosferatu, like it's an entity or a demon or something, maybe.
Yeah, they never refer to him as that.
Well, I typically in the lore, Nosferatu is just another name for. It's like the Latin name for vampire.
Yeah.
I think okay.
Well, obviously, I think they got it from Bram Stoker's book.
Okay.
But they never verbally call him that in this movie.
Right. They either called him Orlok in y'all's version, or the version I watched, they called him Dracula. That was so off-putting, man.
It's the exact same story.
It really kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is.
All right, scores. Lance, what do you think?
This is a tough one, dude. I mean, I want my gut says 4 on 10, but
I know.
I mean, shit, dude. I guess you got to give it. I kind of enjoyed it more than I did, and I'll give it 6. I know that's terrible of me. I should probably give it much higher because I should think more in terms of 1922, but I just didn't love it. Stuff like it really dragged in parts, and I don't know.
I had a hard time paying attention.
I'm kind of torn, but I'll give it 6 on 10. I liked it more than I didn't like it. How about that? It'd be a good background movie, right? At a Halloween party or something like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
Halloween party definitely.
Off. I don't know,
because it's creepy, and that lag that's on that 1920s film is kind of unnerving.
Yeah, it is.
Brian, what do you think?
I'm not torn. 4 out of 10.
Better than I thought it was. You were gonna give it. Really.
I do. The 4 is for all the stuff they did for the movies, for the effects and what they had to work with. But
sure,
it's
okay.
Dracula. It's just the names. It's like an episode of Cops.
Huh?
The names are just changed to protect the innocent.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8 based on
wow.
On not based on the movie, but based on the influence.
Children of the Corn Scale here.
Yeah, for sure. Children of the Corn Scale. I mean, because it was 1922, and this started the genre. Right. You know what I mean? Like, there was no Bram Stoker's Dracula before this. Yeah. They just made Bram Stoker's Dracula and didn't want to pay for the rights to it.
I guess.
Yeah.
I figured that. Maybe it's like that, like the North Korean movies where they kidnap people and make them come over there and make Americanized movies, and instead of Rambo, they'll call it Rakabo or something like that. like the German ripoff of Dracula, right?
Basically, this is it is. It's a German ripoff of Dracula, and they just didn't want to pay for the rights to do it, and so they just made their own film, and they thought that they could do that for free, which is not cool. Because if I wrote a book with a bunch of really amazing shit, and then somebody came out with this badass movie from 1922, this was the shit. I guarantee you.
Yeah, or if somebody came out with "I'm a creep." I'm a weirdo.
And
all right,
I'd want a piece of that, man. You know, I don't blame her for suing him.
Understandable.
She probably shouldn't have destroyed all the copies, although that sort of adds to the lore.
Obviously, she didn't. Yeah, it does.
Well,
it
yeah.
does.
Because I mean, it is the classic horror movie. You know, I mean, this was like horror before horror was really a thing.
Yeah, it's the oldest film we've ever reviewed.
Yeah.
Really?
So I'll give it a lot of credit based on that. But having said that, I was super bored watching it. So I'm glad I got it out of the way. On like a real scale, it's more like a 3 or 2. But
yeesh.
All right, let's move on to the new one and see what we think about that one. From 2024, a gothic tale obsessed, and this is almost the same story as the 1922 one, right? It's just an updated version. A
lot of the same beats, yeah.
When you look at it that way.
Expanded out, right?
Very like updated, horny version.
That's true. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Director and writer is Robert Eggers, also known for The Witch and The Northman. The exteriors of Orlok's castle was filmed at Hunadora Castle, also known as Corvin Castle, a Romanian castle located in Transylvania and one of the largest medieval castles extant in Europe. I don't know what that word means. What's more, the castle where Vlad Dracula was briefly imprisoned. I was gonna say, I think there was like a like Vlad the Impaler's castle somewhere, and I had heard that one of the Prince Charles or Philip or something owned it at one point. Weird shit. I don't know.
Kind of like Nick Cage owned the Lalaurie mansion in New Orleans until the tax man cometh. And took it away.
Nobody told him to buy dinosaur skulls.
Nick Cage is a wild dude, man.
Right.
Producer Chris Columbus said Bill Skarsgård was so terrifying in costume that he couldn't even approach him on set. That is until Skarsgård made everyone laugh. Then Columbus knew Nosferatu had a sense of humor. Man, that guy is getting into some monster territory. Get him.
I guess so.
Lance, what do you think about Nosferatu?
Oh man, definitely paid a lot of homage. Like you guys were saying, it paid a lot of homage to the 1922.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the same beats. And then they added like an hour and 10 minutes, right, to flesh it out. I think Eggers took a lot of liberties that we're going to talk about when we get into spoilers that I don't want to talk about now. He might have assumed some things were intended in the original that I don't think necessarily were intended. I think he might have misread the tea leaves on some of those. And this is where you don't have the same writer direct the movie, Rob Zombie. I'm talking to you. But anyway, don't want to get into any of that stuff yet. So the look of the film, I mean, you'd have to admit it was absolutely gorgeous. They did a really, really good job with the costumes, like the costume that Hart or Hawk or whatever Nicholas Hoult. There you go. The costume
Nicholas Hoult
was wearing. When he met with the gypsies and he got his room and board there. And then went on his journey, was the exact same like pea coat and the same hat. that was in the original. The look of the office when he walked into Not Renfield looked exactly, like a bunch of old men hunched over. Hell, I thought it was a Harry Potter movie at first. And then I thought, wait a minute, this can't be historically accurate. People didn't fucking live that long back then. You can't have 12 80-year-old men all working in one real estate office. What the fuck's going on here? I'm not buying this shit. But yeah, it was a gorgeous film. That one particular scene where he's like in the long hallway and then the carriage arrives, that was pretty striking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The scenes in the castle were very striking, and
yeah, they did the shadow thing. That was cool.
They did the shadow thing incredibly well. A little bit of CGI fire, especially when they were going down the the little canal or whatever to go do their vampire killing stuff. But I don't know. I could kind of forgive it a bit. But I would say that yet again, for the second time this year, a movie was completely hijacked by Willem Dafoe's performance, because this reminded me so much of the Beetlejuice thing, where like the movie's so-so, but then when Willem Dafoe gets in, it goes batshit crazy. And that's kind of what this was.
We need a Willem Dafoe Nick Cage mashup.
Oh my God, the world would explode. The world would explode. I don't want to say too much more because I'm going to get into spoilers if I do, but I did not go along with a lot of the story. Let's put it that way, and we'll get into that later. So, gorgeous film, though.
Now I have questions. Brian, what'd you think?
I agree. Very gorgeous looking, gothic, very sexualized version of the original one. I thought the acting was fine. The effects were fine. The look of Orlok I thought was cool because they went with something a little bit different. But there was a little CGI moments that kind of threw things off for me.
Like the baboons in Gladiator 2?
And well, not that bad.
Not that bad,
but
okay.
I don't think I'm a Nosferatu fan. I was kind of bored with this one. It was just a movie about everybody wanted to fuck Lily Rose Depp. Everybody wanted to fuck her.
Kick-ass didn't. He was being a gentleman.
Not totally wrong.
But Lance, early spoiler, she accused him of wanting to fuck her.
Okay.
So even she thought everybody wanted to fuck her.
Oh Lord! Yikes! What casting, huh?
Well, but listen, I've seen a lot of body cam videos at this point, and almost every woman that gets arrested accuses the cops of raping her. So, there's that.
Oh boy! Well.
I did think the acting was solid. I thought she did a good job. I thought Nicholas Hoult, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I thought they all did solid. I agree with you, Lance. Willem Dafoe came in and did his thing. Had another memorable character. It's just there was moments throughout the movie I was a little bored with and was kind of checking my phone to see what time it was. And
kiss of death.
I thought they kind of waited a little too long for me personally for the reveal of Orlok to fully review him.
Yeah, there was a lot of build up in this one.
That was slow.
A lot of build up.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, when we finally got there, I was like, okay, that's not like the original. So I appreciate that. And I have questions about the ending. Maybe I was so not into it, I was kind of not paying attention, but the way it ended, I was just kind of like, huh?
Boy, you ain't the only one, buddy.
It doesn't seem smart, but it's poetry.
Yeah, I guess.
It's fine. I think it's for my taste in movies, I think it's a little overhyped. The hype it's getting right now. But
I can understand that.
It's a fine movie. It's not. It's kind of, if I had to rate Robert Eggers movies, this would be honestly on the lower end.
Okay.
So I'm actually a huge Bram Stoker's Dracula fan. Like, I read the book when I was like 12, 13, whatever, after the
Oh wow.
the movie came out, and I was like really impressed with it because my dad was excited about the book, and he gave it to me, and so it sort of holds a good place in my heart. I think it was pretty good, man. I like what they did with I can't get too much into it without going into spoiler territory because I think we may be talking about some of the same stuff here.
Does anybody kind of not know the story though, in a way too, right?
Well,
I mean, there
right,
is that.
But they approached the whole vampire thing in slightly more of a demonic way this time instead of just a creature way, which I actually enjoyed. I thought that was really cool. I thought, man, I didn't know it was Bill Skarsgård. I didn't really know a whole lot about this movie.
I didn't
going
either.
into
I didn't either. I had to look it up.
Yeah. I knew he was, because I post the news on there. I knew he was cast, but what they always said was they weren't going to release pictures of him. You would just have to go watch the movie to see what he looked like. Which I thought
that was probably a good choice. Yeah.
And I thought it was cool that they hit him in the shadows for most of it. And gave him more of a human-y look to him, where he didn't look like just a rat, where it wouldn't like it's not, holy shit, this guy's not a fucking human, what's going on, there's a monster in front of me. It's, wow, this old guy looks fucking weird, I'm creeped out.
Weird. And like the Cossack mustache that he had.
Well, and
like
he's
the gypsy,
he's an old Romanian
Eastern European
man. And John Harkins is out of his element here. Whatever his name is.
Thomas Hutter.
Yeah. Hutter. Well, now that he's played Hutter and Renfield, all that's left for Nicholas Hoult is Dracula.
There you go. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I hadn't put two and two together until you just said that.
But I really liked the design of him. I liked the voice was incredible. It made a lot of sense, especially since it's a guy whose native language is not English, and so that's why part of the reason he speaks so slow. And that worked to me a lot. It did take a long time to get there, and I was bored during the beginning, during the setup process. I'm like, we've seen this set up 150 times. Can we move it along?
I was thinking holy Spider-Man origin story. With great power comes great responsibility. Because every fucking reboot of Spider-Man, they got to show that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, they tease you that stuff is about to get going, like the whole when Hutter goes to the gypsy village. And he witnesses some things.
I was cool.
I did too. I thought we were gonna get some stuff going right then, but then it just cuts to him just waking up out of his sleep.
With blood on his feet.
I was just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, I know, that was a weird thing. Like, it was they did a couple of those scenes in this one where it was kind of hard to tell whether it was a dream or whether it's something that really happened, or both.
Yeah. Okay.
Which was on purpose. But
I
would have maybe liked a little more explanation there. I mean, aside from the slow start, I really liked it once it got going. I thought it was pretty cool. There were a few scenes in there that were kind of brutal, and I thought that was awesome. Thought Nicholas Hoult did a great job, even though after the first half of the movie, you kind of don't even care about him anymore. He shows up and you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
And they just happen to get back at the same exact time, right? Yeah. One by ship and one on horseback, apparently.
I like the Renfield guy. He was a pretty good amount of crazy.
Knock.
Yeah.
His name was Knock.
Knock.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
And Van Helsing, or what's his name?
Hellvansing?
Yeah.
Whatever they call it.
He was great.
Hellvansing.
Great. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better. I
Nice.
thought it was better than the Bram Stoker's Dracula in the 90s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's saying a
disagree
lot.
with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I
Agree
love
to
that
disagree,
one.
sir.
I thought it.
I even forgive Keanu's
For his
accent going in
accent
and out.
change.
Oh, I
Changing
don't even
accent.
hate his accent. I like that movie a lot, and
Yeah.
I thought this one was better than that.
Even better. Cool.
Yeah. All right, scores, Lance. What do you think?
Yeah, 6 on 10. Liked it more than I didn't. Just I got to give it 6 on 10 for the costume design and just how epic they made the scope of it and the photography.
Okay, Brian.
I'm gonna have to give it a 5.
Yeah,
I
better than
thought-
the original. You heard it here, folks. First, folks.
Better than the
I thought-
1920
He
version.
improved the original.
I thought the acting was solid. I thought Eggers did a great job of making you feel like these characters are in this time period. I like the look of Orlok, but
Okay.
it just had way too many lulls in the middle
Yeah.
for me.
It does have some lulls for sure.
Has
It is
a
a
lull or two,
slow
huh?
movie.
Basically a romantic
Yeah.
vampire movie, which I'm just like, no.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh,
All they were missing was a musical number, right?
oh, jeez.
Could have had one in the credit scene.
Fucking
Right.
I'm done with musicals, man. That Joker was awful.
I
was trying to like it.
He thinks it's gonna be on a list.
It's like every time it got going, it was like, hills are alive with the sun. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And it wasn't even, dude, it wasn't even original songs, right? It
Yeah.
was just fucking songs from older musicals and shit, right?
I assume so.
If my friends could see me now.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna give this one an 8. I think it was.
Wow, okay.
It is very slow. I totally understand where Brian's coming from on this one. Like,
Yeah.
it's not. I get that completely. But even the 90s Dracula was kind of slow. It is slow. The book is slow. It just does that. And there's a lot of lull moments, but I really like the vampire. I really like what they did with making it more of a demon than a creature. I thought that was super cool. And like, it almost makes it more realistic to me, you know? And
Mhm.
and I think that Bill Skarsgård did fantastic. The girl that played Mina, or whatever her name is,
Ellen.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's
Ellen.
daughter.
She was awesome.
Mhm.
Like,
She has really big nipples.
How random.
that's okay. I like those too.
Oh, man.
Like I said, super sexualized. You see her naked a
Right.
lot.
It was, yeah. She, a lot of it was very sexual.
Eggers must have seen her in like Clerks or something. That
But she has. Well, I'll wait to get into those moments. She has a couple of moments where I'm like, damn, this. All right, she's making
Right.
this movie. That was creepy as hell.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And what's his name?
What's his nuts?
Yeah,
Renfield or Beast or whatever.
crazy old man.
Oh.
The one I said should be in a movie with Nick Cage.
Renfield?
Oh, Willem.
Willem Dafoe. There it is. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name.
He was
Willem
his,
Dafoe was awesome.
his character was Professor Albin Ebhart von
Oh, right.
Franz.
Not Van
Sure.
Helsing. Yeah, he was fantastic in it, and I really enjoyed a lot of the
Yeah.
character work in this movie.
Sure.
All right, spoilers.
I'm dumb. You guys are gonna have to explain some shit to me. I mean,
Well, you said you had some stuff you couldn't talk about. What was
okay. So here, I'm trying to wrap my head. I mean, there's some other little stuff like the plague and all that I guess we'll talk about. But before I forget, the main issue that I had with this movie, I couldn't figure out the relationship. Had they known each other in another life, Or she was like just she could get onto that astral plane, right? That only
I think
the
she
demons
was
could
just
get to.
special. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't get all that. To me, that wasn't explained well
if
enough.
if it's based off of Dracula, maybe they knew each other in a past life. Like
That's
that
what I
was
was
his,
wondering.
That's
his
true.
love
That was the first thing I
reincarnated.
thought. Well, but that one speech that she had with not Van Helsing, I thought, when he was saying only the pure virgin can awaken, or whatever the fuck they were doing, like she was the one who was going to have to save the day, just like in the original, right? Where
Was she a virgin?
Like sacrificed herself to keep him awake to cock's crow.
I would
as they
imagine
say.
not, since she's married.
Well, the way I know that's what I was thinking, but the way they were, it was a virgin though in that one scene that the gypsies brought out on horseback.
It
or
was a
whatever,
virgin in that one scene, yeah.
We're a virgin, as they say over there.
Yeah.
But I was like, didn't that talk kind of be like you were special, you were preordained for this, it was destiny, or you can get to the astral plane? They didn't explain all that enough for me. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe that's the problem.
And again, part of that is just basing it off the Dracula story, where it was,
right?
like in a past life or whatever.
And then what about? Okay, I'm sorry.
I think in this one in particular, it's just she's special. She's more sensitive to that stuff. So she's like some sort of witch or something.
Yeah, she has visions and feelings,
and she doesn't know it.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that makes sense. So when the ship comes ashore, right, and all the rats run out, and Kick-Ass is there because he's like the shipmaster for the town or whatever. Were people really getting the plague, like without vampires going around and biting them on the neck? Without that, they just got the plague from the rats, or was the rats part of?
I think he was feeding on people, and they just were assuming it was.
So how did it? How did it spread so fucking quickly?
I also think
that with all was already fucking sick.
I also think with all the rats, it was also the plague, because like in the original, it was saying that like they had plague-like symptoms, but they had puncture wounds, right, or something like that, and their body was drained of blood, and so it was weird. But like those were the only plague victims. But in this one, it was like literally a plague. Because in this one, he's not just a vampire, he's a demon. And so he has more supernatural powers.
I got it now.
Yeah,
that does make sense. Okay.
Like when the plague comes, everybody's just like, lock your windows, close your doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep the rats out.
That's true.
At one point during the plague, they thought that cats were causing it, and so they started killing all the cats. And it just got worse because the cats, killed the rats.
Kill the rats. Makes sense. Yeah.
Fun fact of the day.
Interesting. Okay.
But the demon aspect is where I was going with it, because like her little possession moment where she's like all shaken and shit. Like, dude,
that was creepy, man.
Killer
tongue and all that.
Yeah, I was man, I like this direction of Dracula. That's awesome.
Yeah, I did
too.
Stuff. That was my favorite part.
With that stuff, I don't think they really established the relationship with Kick-Ass and his wife and them.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Right.
It seemed like she didn't know them, but at the same time, in other scenes, it felt like her and Kick-Ass's wife were close.
Yeah. Like on the beach.
Because there was moments Kick-Ass.
Well, because in Dracula, they're best friends.
Yeah, because in this version, Kick-Ass is like, I don't know if we can have her here around the kids. And then she was like, well, we got to help her.
That's right.
I was like, but earlier it seemed like you didn't know her. And that was a disturbing scene. When Orlok, when she walks in and Orlok's feeding on the children and he just drops them.
Man. That was an awesome scene. I was like, holy shit. That was great.
Because when he's done,
that was definitely not in the 1922 version, was it?
No. Yeah, killing kids. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so somebody said something about the ending, like you didn't love the ending. Who was talking about
that? He feeds off her and then he dies?
Yeah.
Because
the sunlight.
It's sunlight now.
But he just lays there.
I know he just lays. He didn't try to get out. He didn't like have
At
smoke
least in the
show
original
up.
version,
He was too full.
In the original version, he instantly disappears, and then a puff of smoke appears.
Puff of smoke.
Yeah, I like the
which
bleeding
makes
out
more
of the eyes
sense, right?
thing. I thought that was, yeah, it was too full.
I don't know. It
All
just
right.
felt a little.
Yes.
You ever tried to run away from something after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner?
I just felt like his death was a little vanilla.
A little weak, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
with
so
I'm
that
with
that was one where I was like, you kind of have to stretch your logic to make that work because
Was
like-
this their destiny to die together?
Apparently.
I think that had a lot to do with it. Yeah.
So again, this must have been a past love.
Yeah. Well, and that makes more sense. But I also don't understand why they went to go like burn his grave or whatever if they were gonna let him. I mean, backup plan, good job. But
Yeah, I guess.
if they were if he knew that this was gonna happen anyway, because Willem Dafoe had sort of set this up.
It
Yeah, it's
was
almost-
hilarious. It was hilarious. Nicholas Holt's the camera right in his face when he's running. I was like, you're never gonna make it on time.
No.
Right.
She's way dead.
Yeah, but I think not Van Helsing kind of like didn't he use that? He sent them off on that excursion to burn the bodies so that he could keep Nicholas Holt away from her.
I guess
right?
that's
'Cause he
yeah.
knew
I
that
guess that's
if
true.
he got
too,
in the
because
way, he would try to keep her from sacrificing herself.
Yeah, he
right?
knew that he was
Yeah,
gonna have to sacrifice her.
They had to burn the home because didn't he have the dirt from Transylvania there?
Yes, the Transylvania dirt. So he couldn't return back again. But who fucking cares if they knew she was? I'm with you, Brian. Like, what does it matter if the dirt's there or not when we know
Well, if they
he's
stop
destined
him,
to kill him?
they stop him from. If something goes wrong, I don't know why I'm justifying it. If they stop him from killing Mina Ellen and he escapes, he can always return back to his coffin in the dirt because that's where he has to rest on dirt from where he's from.
That's what I was
Can
saying.
you
As
burn-
I was saying it, I
can
was
you-
like, "Oh, that's a good backup plan." Actually, that's
But
what I would have done.
Can you burn dirt though with just like fuel and like regular?
Oh, you can
fire?
burn the building down around it.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Where you can't get to the dirt? I guess. I thought dirt was like rock particles. It might be.
Well, we
we
didn't see everything. Maybe they were in there like kicking the dirt around, mixing it in with the Germany dirt or London dirt or wherever they
Have
was.
fun
Right,
finding it all to bury yourself, bitch.
Oy. They should have
but
cast it into the sea or something, right? Wouldn't that have been more effective? I don't know. What do I know?
You know, on second thought, that's probably a better plan.
But they were burning the bodies, right, of the other infected, as they say. Yeah, and then like at the end of the original, they said, and so everyone who had the plague, like symptoms miraculously, was well and back to normal once, or like died, right? So did they have that one in this one, or did I miss it? Like, did they show people getting well again?
I think people just died.
Okay.
But you're led to assume that the plague is lifted.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Makes sense. And yeah, it does make more sense when you say it's more of like a demon thing, right? So yeah, the rats were kind of like part of his pestilence, right? Spread out before he got there.
It makes more sense
people.
as a vampire in general, because otherwise,
Yeah.
what difference does a cross make?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Or garlic. They didn't really go into the garlic too much, did they? In this
Yeah,
one?
but that old Romanian woman was cooking up some garlic.
Yeah. Right.
That was cool. I kind of wanted more of the village.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
When he walked up and they all just started laughing at him, like
Yeah.
that culture shock type thing, I guess.
Probably because of his stupid hat.
And I thought they were gonna show something. I thought they were offering the virgin to Orlok,
Right.
Yeah.
and they
That's
stabbed
yeah,
that.
kind of like the King Kong thing.
They opened that coffin and stabbed that corpse with the sword.
So that was a different
Yeah.
vampire, or did that even happen?
Different vampire, right? Or did it? Or was it a dream? Right? Dreamlike.
I don't know. I wanted more of that, and then he just wakes up.
Yeah. Well, and I
But
wasn't
he had
even
mud on
sure.
his feet.
I wasn't even sure if he had actually like fallen out of the window or not.
Oh, at the end there, yeah, when he
Yeah.
fell into the water. Well, they
And
said
then
he washed ashore, right?
Yeah, and
they
then he
killed
like
him
got
with
away, and I was
prayers.
like, wait, how did he get away?
Yeah.
Was that
That-
real?
Doesn't make a
That-
lot of sense, does it?
That didn't look good to me.
Yeah.
Fell
Yeah.
out the water. Fell in the water.
I don't know, man. I'm sticking with my 6 though. It's the story threw me off a lot, but I'm sticking with my 6. It just looked beautiful. It looked great, right?
You
Like
know
that
what?
scene where
I'll
he's
give
standing
it a
there.
6. I'll raise it to a 6.
Nice. All right.
I like
6
I
Rivers
like
Club.
what Robert Eggers is doing. He's a little extra, but I think there's
Fair
something
enough.
there for sure.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Are you guys ready to call it a night?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys for all listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. All 3 of you on our YouTube channel. So, you can always reach us at thehorrorreturns@gmail.com, as we've gotten a couple of emails and some screeners and stuff like that we want to check out. Like I said, we want to do a few more interviews this year. Only did a couple last year, so we'll see how that goes. And just go to our website, thehorrorreturns.com. What could be simpler? Please consider becoming a Patreon patron, as Philip pimps every week. And next week, you guys have all waited long enough. You heard Pedro's top and bottom, but next week I think we're gonna have, because a lot of the times Nez joins us on that show. Is Steve joining us as well? I think Nez is kind of 50-50, but Steve's in for sure. Brian, is that where we're at right now?
I think Nez is 50-50.
Okay.
It's going to be considered. He's got to consider his work schedule, and Steve, I believe, is joining us.
All right. So
Awesome.
Best and worst. Brian, you want to? I guess you can send me an email or message me what you want me to put on the notes on that one, because this is kind of your show every year.
Yeah, we're gonna do our bottom, then our top, and then
Okay.
whatever our favorite TV series was. And I think we're gonna make it more simplified. Is not if there was like superhero movie that we loved that we wanted to throw at the top.
Okay,
we can
cool.
just all one list.
Well, that was gonna make my top anyway.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well then, Philip, sound like you've got your list coming together. So until the horror returns again.
Good night.
I thought we were going to get an Orlock. All right. You got to work on that Orlock.
Gute
Right?
Nacht. I don't know.
There you go.
No, I haven't made my list at all, man. I need to get on it.
I got a couple more movies to watch, but my list is pretty much finalized.
Werewolves is definitely cemented on one of the 2.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's a good one. I like when like big movies come out at the end of the year. Like,
God,
bad,
I didn't even
bad or good.
I did.
That's
I should
true.
have brought it.
That's
I should have
true.
brought it up. I laughed when you and Phil or when you and Steve were talking about the mom and daughter relationship, and they were going back and forth, and she was all, "But I'm the best at tickling." I was like, "What is this?"
That was rough.
Or when the mom says something that's supposed to be badass, and the daughter's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Oh
was like,
yeah,
what the
that
fuck
was
is
so
happening?
bad, man. Yeah, go get.
I was
go
in
get-
the
go
theater.
get
I
that
went,
werewolf.
oh.